Well, top focus of this hour comes to us from the state of Telangana, where a section of SLBC tunnel behind Sri Salem Dam near Golampenta collapsed. In fact, reports say that the roof of the left side of the tunnel caved in for a length of 3 meters at the 14th kilometer mark. At least 7 people are feared trapped. Around 3 meters of tunnel's roof caved in close to the Sri Salem reservoir as the workers were carrying out daily operations. The tunnel work started just 4 days ago. In fact, tunnel collapse is believed to have been triggered by a sudden influx of water during routine evacuation work, which was carried out by engaging the tunnel boring machine. Around 50 workers were present in the tunnel at the time of the accident. Rescue teams have managed to extract 3 workers as of now who sustained injuries and have been promptly shifted to Genco Hospital for the treatment. Some officials said that at least 6 to 7 persons are believed to be still trapped. Chief Minister A. Revanth Reddy has expressed his shock over the incident. He has immediately alerted the department officials concerned and directed them to make all the efforts to save the lives of all the workers at any cost. Meanwhile, Irrigation Minister N. Uttam Kumar Reddy, along with the Tourism and Cultural Minister and Irrigation Advisor Adityanath Das and other senior irrigation officials are en route to the site to oversee the rescue operations.
నీళ్లు లోపలికి వచ్చినట్టు సమాచారం అయితే వాస్తవంగా ఇంకా మాకు ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ రావాల్సింది. నేను ఇప్పుడు సైట్కి పోతున్నా, అక్కడ పోయినా చూసినాక
ఎంతమంది ఉన్నది
సరే అవన్నీ విషయాలు కూడా కాంట్రాక్టర్ వాళ్ళ మనుషులు ఉన్నారు లోపల. మోస్ట్లీ అంతా బయటకు వచ్చారు. బట్ ఇంకేమన్నా లోపల మిగిలిపోయినరా ఏమైనా విషయానికి ఆడికి పోయినాకనే తెలుస్తుంది. నేను రిలీఫ్ ఆపరేషన్ సూపర్వైజ్ చేయడానికి పోతున్నాను.
The ongoing language row in Tamil Nadu has further escalated, responding to Union Minister for Education Dharmendra Pradhan's call to rise above politics. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin reaffirmed the state's commitment to its two-language policy. Earlier, the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister had written a letter to Prime Minister Narendra Modi opposing the linking of 2 centrally sponsored programs with the National Education Policy, or more famously known as NEP. The ruling DMK has been refusing to implement the NEP and the 3-language policy involving the necessity of Hindi language. The DMK alleged that the centre was holding the state's fund over it for the implementation of the policy. Pradhan criticized Chief Minister M.K. Stalin for his stance on implementing the national education policy in Tamil Nadu, accusing him of twisting progressive reforms into political threats. The DMK suggested that Tamil Nadu's share of central funds was being linked to the state's acceptance of the NEP and the controversial 3-language policy, which includes Hindi. Stalin also asked the centre not to throw stones into a beehive. So what is NEP and why a new education policy? Let's break down for you. New education policy is a 3-language formula. The policy is meant for the students of classes 6 to 10th, provides for study of modern India languages apart from Hindi and English in Hindi-speaking states, study of Hindi along with regional languages and English in non-Hindi speaking states. NEP 2020 aims to make education more inclusive and equitable for all. It also outlines a roadmap for universal foundation literacy and numeracy, holistic curriculum development, multilingual learning and seamless integration of vocational and academic pathways. Well, this is what NEP has been introduced by the central government, and they say it's a pivotal movement, but right now we are witnessing a lot of politics regarding the implementation of NEP. Well, moving on to the state of Karnataka, where tension rose at the Karnataka-Maharashtra border after pro-Kannada protesters stopped a bus from Maharashtra and defaced it. The driver of the vehicle was forcibly made to be aligned from the vehicle and black ink was smeared on his face. The incident took place on Pune-Bengaluru highway and the bus driver was asked whether he knows Kannada, and when he said he does not know the language, his face was smeared with black ink. The pro-Kannada activist also defaced the bus with pro-Kannada slogans. Tensions have been on rise near the Karnataka-Maharashtra border over the issue of Belagavi, which Maharashtra claims and Karnataka considers as its second capital. all the visuals on your screen of the exact incident. In fact, you can see these pro-Kannada activists chanting slogans, defacing the bus property and in fact defacing the bus and also smearing ink on the driver when he was asked if he knows the language or not. When the driver refused, he was taken out of the bus and then ink was thrown on his face in part of the protest. In fact, a lot of political slugfest we have already witnessed in the area regarding the Belagavi issue as well. Tensions are running high at the Karnataka-Maharashtra border after pro-Kannada protesters stopped a bus from Maharashtra and defaced it. In fact, visuals on your screens. On one side, you can see how a pro-Kannada slogan is being painted on the bus after it's being defaced. And second visual is from the ruckus when it panned out inside the bus and how the bus driver was forced to actually get inside the bus. And in fact, he was then reprimanded by these pro-Kannada activists. They said that if you don't know Kannada, this is what you get in return. In fact, this is a Maharashtra State Corporation bus which was defaced by pro-Kannada activists over there. In fact, what we are learning as of now, the employee was also manhandled. The visuals are there on your screens, exactly what transpired over there. In fact, there you see. Now my colleague Varghese Abraham joins us on the broadcast to give more details on the story. Well, Varghese, what happened is very shameful, but we also know that this entire area is prone to such activities, Belagavi being at the core of the conflict in this very area.
Belagavi is one of the parts of the conflict, but the rather larger conflict has been with regard to what happened with the KSRTC driver and subsequently to the MSRTC driver. Now, the latest that's coming in is that 4 people have been arrested for the slapping of the KSRTC driver, and right now what we understand is that the buses have been, in fact, been stopped, especially from Maharashtra to the northern districts of Karnataka. Now, there are a lot of buses that ply in these areas, especially when it comes to the northern parts of the state. And the reason for it is that when it's about the movement, there is a lot of mixed population at these border areas. And therefore, because of that, we are talking about how the situation has become quite bad, especially after these tensions have risen. And now what we know is that there are efforts on to bring some kind of peace at the border, because it is a very busy border. It's a very important border as well, especially when it comes to trade. A lot of trucks, in fact, fly between both the states. A lot of passenger traffic is there between both the states. We have a situation where there are family ties across the border, especially in Kolhapur and other areas. So when it comes to all these factors, one of the issues that has in fact been highlighted is that there is an inability to rein in certain elements, especially those who have been trying to incite the border areas and the population at the border areas. So clearly, after the smearing of the face of the MSRTC driver, there was a lot of pressure on the Maharashtra government to stop the plying of these buses, especially in the northern districts, with regard to the safety of the drivers. And meanwhile, in Karnataka also, there's been a demand with regard to the safety of the drivers on the Karnataka side as well. But clearly, it requires a lot of talking, because the tensions are quite high at these border areas already because of a historical problem. And therefore, we just need to see how both the governments, in fact, tread this path carefully. Yes?
Well, absolutely, Varghese. Thank you so much for putting that story into perspective for our viewers. Definitely a worrying situation over there, which is panning out at the Maharashtra-Karnataka border. Well, now staying with Karnataka, a different story coming in. A gang that has been targeting individuals at ATMs have been apprehended by the police. The gang would specially target ATMs located in scheduled areas. The scammers would first approach elderly people under the guise of offering help to withdraw money. They would introduce themselves and later exchange the real ATM card with a fake one without the victim's knowledge. After obtaining the ATM pin from the victim, they would act like they were trying to withdraw money but tell the elderly person that there was a problem with the withdrawal and the money would not come out. Once the elderly person leaves, believing that the transaction has failed and in fact it has not gone through, the criminals would then use the real ATM card to withdraw the money. To prevent the elderly person from noticing the withdrawal, the criminals would place some object in front of the ATM, blocking the view of the screen. The gang's main target have been ATMs of the Canara Bank. The arrested individuals identified as Nayaz, Sudhanshu and Rajiv are from North India. Staying with Bengaluru, in a horrific incident, a 36-year-old woman was gang raped by 4 men at the terrace of a private hotel in the Koramangalam area. In fact, the incident took place when the survivor, who works in the catering services, was waiting at Jyoti Nivas College Junction when she was approached by 4 men in their 20s. According to the police complaint, the men befriended her and invited her for dinner at a hotel in Koramangalam. After dinner, the accused allegedly made unwanted sexual advances before forcing her onto the terrace of the hotel and gang raping her. The accused also threatened the survivor against revealing about the incident. The survivor, however, gathered courage after reaching home, narrated the entire incident to her husband and filed a police complaint. Bengaluru police registered an FIR under Section 70, which is for the gang rape under the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. 3 accused have been arrested and all 4 suspects reportedly work in the hotel industry and hails from some other state. Authorities have also identified the 4 accused and all efforts are underway to nab him.
Koramangala police station limits, early morning there was an incident which has occurred of lady sexual assault. A case has been registered and we have secured the accused. 4 accused were involved who were not from Karnataka. They were 3 of them were from the outside state, West Bengal and Uttarakhand, and we have secured them and procedures have been done. And victim, as for her condition, she is fine, she is stable.
Moving on, in a shocking and dramatic turn of events in Kerala's Thalassery, the police have booked 53 CPIM activists for allegedly locking up police officers and forcibly releasing an accused party member from the custody. The situation escalated on Thursday afternoon when officers attempted to detain one of the accused, only to be confronted by a large group of CPIM supporters. The police were reportedly locked inside the room while the accused was forcibly fled from the custody. The accused CPIM workers was wanted in the connection with the assault of 4 police officers on Thursday when the cops came to intervene in a fight between BJP and CPM activists at the temple premises in Thalassery. Tensions erupted at the festival, leading to violent clashes between both party workers. Police personnel attempting to control the situation were beaten up and a case was registered against 4 CPM activists. First of all, Navya, your initial reaction to what exactly transpired there in Kerala?
This incident happened in Pinarayi Vijayan's, I mean the Chief Minister's own district, Thalassery. The Home Department have deliberately, desperately failed in achieving their duty. We could see that the police officers were being locked up by the CPIM activists in the temple. A festival was going on and the CPIM started chanting political slogans inside the temple premises while the ceremony was going on. And the other workers tried to control them. And the police intervention was in a very wrong manner, that the CPIM had the upper hand on the police officers and they locked up the police and released the accused from police custody. This shows that the home department headed by the Chief Minister Sri Pinarayi Vijayan is very incapable of doing or performing their duties. Here we could see that the police officers are being very helpless. Because the upper hand is over the CPIM and they are getting all the privileges under the ministry department, the Home Minister headed by the Pinarayi Vijayan. They are trying to protect the CPIM activists and the disobeying and the all the rituals are happening against the police officers now. And the police is also, we could see that the video is going viral in all the social media platforms. But even after hours of this happening, the police couldn't arrest more than 4 CPIM workers. They have identified 53 people who were evoked in this issue, but they couldn't arrest any one of them, of the CPIM workers.
Now, several Hindu organizations in Maharashtra's Nashik have raised objections over a dargah which they claim have been built illegally on the government land. The organizations claim that if the dargah is not removed, then a temple of Hanumanji will be built in front of it. Hindu organizations have planned to hold a large-scale protest against this. Meanwhile, Maharashtra police has deployed added security personnel in the area to ensure that everything remains normal. The police have asked people not to believe in any rumors. In fact, we have a ground report coming in directly from Nashik. Have a look.
नासिक में सकल हिंदू समाज की ओर से आज आंदोलन किया जा रहा है। नासिक के काठे गली इलाके में एक अवैध तौर पर निर्माण हुए मजार को हटाने के लिए ये आंदोलन सकल हिंदू समाज की ओर से किया जा रहा है। हम इस वक्त नासिक के काठे गली इलाके में हैं, जहां पर इस अवैध मजार को हटाने का काम महापालिका प्रशासन की ओर से चल रहा है। पिछले लगभग 25 साल से इस अवैध तरीके से तैयार किए गए मजार को हटाने के लिए प्रशासन की ओर से प्रयास किए जा रहे थे। इस सारी मजार के खिलाफ नोटिस भी जारी किए गए थे। हालांकि इस तरह की कोई कार्रवाई अब तक न होने की वजह से सकल हिंदू समाज आक्रामक तरीके से आज यहां पर आंदोलन की तैयारी में था। सकल हिंदू समाज की ओर से ये भी चेतावनी दी गई थी कि अगर इस मजार को हटाया नहीं गया तो यहीं पर एक हनुमान जी का मंदिर भी तैयार किया जाएगा। इस सारे मसले के मद्देनजर पुलिस का एक तगड़ा बंदोबस्त इस पूरे इलाके में लगा हुआ है और साथ ही महापालिका प्रशासन की ओर से इस अवैध तौर पर निर्माण हुए मजार को हटाने का काम भी यहां पर गति से चल रहा है। हालांकि किसी भी तरह की अनुचित अप्रिय घटना ना हो, इसलिए राज्य राखीव दल की 2 टुकड़ियों को भी यहां पर तैनात किया गया है।
Moving on, a fresh political battle erupted between the Bharatiya Janata Party and Congress over US aid funding following a media report claiming that $21 million flagged by the US for voter turnout in India was actually intended for Bangladesh. Posting the video of Trump's speech on X, BJP IT cell chief Amit Malviya pointed out that that part of the speech said that US is giving $21 million for voter turnout in India. What about us? He added that he too wanted voter turnout.
Participatory political process in Moldova, and $21 million going to my friend, Prime Minister Modi in India, for voter turnout. We're giving $21 million for voter turnout in India. What about us? I want voter turnout too, Governor. $29 million to strengthen the political landscape in Bangladesh. Went to a firm that nobody ever heard of. Got $29 million. They got a check. Can you imagine you have a little firm, you get 10,000 here, 10,000 there. And then we get $29 million from the United States government. There are 2 people working in that firm. 2 people. I think they're very happy. They're very rich. They'll be on the cover of a very good business magazine pretty soon for being participant.
Meanwhile, American President Donald Trump reiterating for the 4th consecutive day his charge of US aid granting $21 million to India for voter turnout. Trump had earlier hinted that the funds might have been used to interfere in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections in India as well, without giving any evidences. Now shifting focus to the national capital, 2 days after taking oath as Delhi Chief Minister, Rekha Gupta visited Prime Minister Narendra Modi at his residence in the national capital. They had previously met at the oath-taking ceremony at Ramleela Maidan on February 20th, where the PM was present alongside Union Home Minister Amit Shah and other senior NDA leaders. Early in the day, Gupta conducted a meeting with Public Works Department's official to address infrastructure improvements in the national capital and road repairs. Now, Union Minister and BJP National President JP Nadda, along with Uttar Pradesh CM Yogi Adityanath, took a holy dip at Triveni Sangam today during the ongoing Mahakumbh Mela in Prayagraj. Saturday marks the 41st day of the Mahakumbh, with only 4 days left for the grand spiritual fair to conclude. The festival, which commenced on January 13th, will culminate on February 26th, coinciding with Mahashivratri. Well, that's all we have on this edition of Newscast. News and update continues on the other side. Don't go anywhere. You're watching News 9.